And welcome back everyone to What's the Difference? I am Professor Dave. Class is in session as we take a closer look at two compact crossover SUVs. The difference between the 2017 Mazda CX-5 and 2017 Ford Escape. Little information, little background. The CX-5 started coming out in 2013. Ford Escape's been around a lot longer. They first started producing those 2000 and the first model year was 2001. Now I like to break these things down by data points because I figure if you look at numbers and you look deep enough, you start to paint a picture and tell a story that goes beyond sometimes a driving experience or what that looks like on the outside. Of course, I encourage you always to do a test drive, do your research, and I hope that this will provide you some value in your research process. I've reviewed the CX-5 a number of times, on-road, off-road. I have not done the Escape in a detailed review, but I hope to have those in the near future. But I think this will be an added value for you as you do your research. So I took away a couple of points. I got rid of trim levels because I don't think that matters as much anymore. And I added wheelbase based on your suggestions. And with that in mind, if you have a suggestion for a comparison video, the difference between two cars or two trucks in the same category, let me know in the comment section below. I will add that to my growing list. That's how I came up with this list today. So let's begin by engine options for your CX-5, and there are two of them. 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder, there's your L. This will get you 184 horses, 185 pound-feet of torque. There's also a 2-liter. This is also a 4-cylinder. Right here, 155 over 150 pound-feet of torque. 2-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And if I get all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, I like to take things out to the ORV park, and that's why this vehicle was tested on the ORV park. In fact, this is my most popular vehicle video on my YouTube channel, taking that, I think it was a 2014 or 2015 CX-5. I got all muddy. It's my favorite video. Okay, these are mated to either a 6-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual transmission. So those are the two options there. Okay, now change colors on my pens. Let's go over to the Ford Escape because there are three options for engines. 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. This one here, 168 horsepower over 170 pound-feet of torque. I'll put it right now. 6-speed automatic transmission is what these are mated to. Now there are two turbos. A 1.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder. Okay, that's nice. 179 over 177 and 2-liter turbo. Booyah! 4-cylinder. Here we go. 245 horsepower, 275 pound-feet of torque. Now, Ford says they're available in a front-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, okay? Now, and there again is your transmission. I like to pick the best case scenario for fuel economy. So which would it take, which engines give you the best fuel economy? Well, over here, you will get 26 city, 35 highway for an average of 29 in mixed driving. And for that one, you'd have to choose, get the right pen here, the 2-liter in 2-wheel drive. That'll get you this best case scenario. And the fuel tank, while I'm right here, is 14.8 gallons. Okay, miles per gallon on this side of the aisle. Change colors. 23 city and 30 highway for a mixed driving number of 26. Yes, I'm looking off camera for my notes. To achieve this in a best case scenario, you'd have to get the 1.5 liter turbo. And the fuel tank, 15.7 gallons. Okay, so using these numbers, the gallon, how big the fuel tank is, the best case scenario, your range, I like this number, 384. That's what they say your potential in the city is in the CX-5, up to 518 miles on the highway for your range, based on the best case scenario for your fuel economy. Now on this side, we'll stay with the pink, 361 city and 471 highway. See, now we're starting to see a story develop. 2 engine options over here, 3 over there. You got some turbo, so you got some more power. Fuel economy starts to change things up again. Much better the Mazda mixed driving number of 29, and look at the range if you go with that engine option, the 2-liter. Okay, curb weight. I think I'm going to drop this stat here in the future going forward, but let me know. Do you want to see curb weight? Because we got rid of trim levels based on your suggestions. Because curb weight, I don't know how much it matters to you, but this is kind of the range, 32 to 3,400 pounds. This vehicle's a little bit heavier, between 35 and 3,700 pounds. Again, let me know in the comment section below. Here's something I think stands out with like towing. Let's go to towing first. I was going to go to ground clearance, but towing. So about 2,000 pounds when properly equipped. And this one's got some more range. You got 1,500 to 3,500 potential capacity. Now this is what I like. 8.5 inches of ground clearance with the CX-5, which is partially why I went out to the ORV park, because I knew I would be okay going over some of the ruts and that kind of thing. 7.8 with your Ford. Does that matter to you? Will you be going off-road in a vehicle that says it's 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive over here? Check out the CX-5 video, you're gonna like it. Okay, here's what I'm doing this time around. I'm doing 3 numbers, let's do it like this. 3 different categories to give you a bigger picture of width, length, and wheelbase, because you guys wanted that, you're gonna get it. Here we go. These are all in inches, 72.5, 179, there you go, and 106.3 in your wheelbase. 72.4, 178.1, and 105.9. Anything stand out? Pretty darn close, right? Well, they are both in the same category, so they should be pretty darn close when it comes to width, length, and wheelbase. Now, passenger volume really stood out to me in my research on this one. Passenger volume and cargo volume, because as you see these numbers appear, I think you'll be interested as well. So passenger volume, looking at 103.8 cubic feet. Okay? This just blows me away. 98.7 cubic feet. Isn't that incredible? The cars are basically the same size, yet passenger volume in your CX-5, huge, huge, over about 5 cubic feet of extra volume for the passengers. How does that equate to cargo? The cars are about the same size. They're utilizing more cargo passenger volume with the CX-5, so this should have a lot more cargo volume, right? Just by looking at the math. Well, let's use some different colors here. Cargo volume. 34 cubic feet of volume behind the back row of seats if they're up. Fold them down, 64.8, again, cubic feet. Okay? 34 as well behind the back row of seats. 68. You've got more room for cargo with all the seats down, but you got way less passenger volume. I know there's some easy way to figure this out, but it just surprises me when I see these numbers. Like, what are they doing? What aren't they doing? What's Ford doing? What's Mazda doing to get these numbers? What are they sacrificing here? Because the cargo volume, they're getting, 3 more cubic feet of cargo volume. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Finally, price point. Between base MSRP range from the lowest trim level to the highest trim level. About 21,800, okay, that's what had to get into that, to about 30K. That's about the range. Over here, 23,700 gets you in to about 31. And then, of course, you can always add up different packages, different wheel packages, technology, and all good stuff. So there is our picture, ladies and gentlemen. What stands out to you? This stands out to me right here. Cargo volume, passenger volume, ground clearance, and then fuel economy for the Mazda CX-5. You got 2 options here, If you want turbo, you want more power, definitely go with the Escape. Price point going to be pretty much the same for the most part, but there are some things, if you read between the lines, that tell a story about what these cars offer. Finally, you got to go and do a test drive. You watch my videos, great. Go out there, go to your local dealership and say, hey, I want to test drive the Escape. Go to your Ford dealership, go to the Mazda dealership, see how it feels if you are down to these cars. If you got a suggestion on some other compact crossover SUVs you want me to comparison on, let me know. I am building an inventory and building an archive of these type of videos in this series, so let me know. I will add it to my list. Until next time, thanks so much for watching. I am Professor Dave, and class is now over. You're dismissed. Have a great one. Adios. Hey guys, it's Dave. I just want to say thanks once again for supporting Everyman Driver and watching my videos. Can you do me a small favor? The next time you're in the market for a new or used car and want to schedule a test drive or just want to get a really great price quote from a dealership of your choice in your zip code, click on the link below and fill out a short form. It's car.show/Everyman Driver. Now it's totally free to you and there's no obligation whatsoever to buy or lease anything. It's just a quick and easy way for you to help support my work and keep this channel going. There's also a free phone number, 844-765-0610, and you can talk to a car segment specialist for car shopping advice and direction. That call is also free to you. The link again, car.show/Everyman Driver. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again.